Hey guys, it's Russell at hustlepaintball.com, and today I'll be doing a video on the Proto Matrix rail, or the PMR for short. Now this is the 2011-2012 version. They do look the same, so keep that in mind. So right off the bat, it's a $250 marker. So if you want to kind of get into speedball or just get a nice intro electronic marker, this is a solid pickup. It's not something I'd recommend though if you have a slew of electronic markers. Not something to really dive into. But again, like I said, solid intro, definitely something to look into. So, the box, because it is $250, you're not gonna get a crazy cool case, crazy cool box, but you are gonna get something that is worth keeping. And on the back here, you can see all the colors that are available. You have the red, the blue, the olive, and what we have here, the black, excuse me. And all your features in the box, pretty cool stuff. So, open up the sleeve here, or slide the sleeve off. Nice bright yellow case, so you won't lose this in the abyss of your closet. Open it up here. And of course, in a little padded foam cutout, you do have the marker itself off to the side. You got a full color manual, so everything you need to know about the marker right in here. Don't lose it, very valuable. It's your warranty card, your O-rings, which they're all color coordinated. So when you look in your manual, you can actually figure out which O-ring goes where with ease. I really want more paintball companies to do this because this is really cool and really simple. Your dye slick lube, you're gonna need this to oil up your bolt and some key O-rings. I like pathogen grease myself, but this will get the job done. Good stuff. Plenty of Allens, enough Allens to save the world with, so right there. Barrel bag, you never have too many of these. 9-volt battery to supply you with. Yes, you will need this to shine on your marker. So don't lose this, but worst thing is you go to like Walmart or Walgreens and pick one up. And then you get a nice one-piece 11-inch barrel. And this is actually a really nice barrel. By itself, it's like 35 bucks. So it is actually quality barrel, unlike most stock barrels. So nice thing they throw in there. So with that said, I'll bring back the marker here, pull in a little bit closer, and I'll show you some cool features that Dye and/or Proto threw on this little $250 marker. Some of the key features I want to point out on the rail before we dive into it would be the ASA. Now this is not an on-off ASA, but it's solid, gets the job done, and just an all-around nice ASA. From there, we're gonna go to the ultralight ergonomic 45 grip frame. This is the same frame or grip frame you're gonna find on the higher ends like the DMs, but the material on the Proto rail is a lesser material. But other than that, I mean, truthfully, it's a really nice and really comfortable grip frame, and I really like it. Let me get my smaller pointer out here. On the trigger, we have these two Allen holes, right here and here. This top adjustment here is the forward travel, that's how far the trigger is going to go forward, and the bottom is the over travel, which is how far the trigger is going to go backwards after the micro switch activates. Now this is just a cool feature that other markers at this price point just flat out won't have, and you do get it with the Proto rail, which is pretty, really pretty cool in my opinion. All right, I'm going to go to the top of the marker here to the feed neck, and once again, this is a really cool feature that other markers don't have because it's an adjustable feed neck. So you can throw on whatever loader you want, you won't have an issue, which is, again, really cool. And then from there, lastly, the Hyper 3 inline regulator. Not only is this a really simple regulator, this is a regulator you can find on the higher ends, once again, like the Dye Matrixes. So just a few minutes, we're actually gonna dive into the maintenance and how to really get in here, along with what's inside your grip frame and then the bolt. Alrighty, to get inside your grip frame, you need to flip it over and then you access it through the right grip panel. There's gonna be 3 screws you need to take out, 1, 2, and 3. And for the purpose of this video, I took out the 3 on the other side. So then open up your grip panel, and I'm actually just gonna remove this completely because it's pretty easy, it just slides right out of the way. The first thing you see is this red ribbon. This is the battery pull release tab. Now, I'm not sure if I like this more than a battery harness, because with the battery harness, it's really secure, but it's just another set of wires you have to deal with. With this, the battery just kind of sits there, but it's an easy little pull and the battery pops right out, no problem. So up from there, we're gonna check out the dip switches, and I'm gonna remove all these wires. These are the eye wires, the solenoid wires, and the capacitor wires. And you can see right here, this little red box, this is the dip switch. Now this is kind of the brain, or maybe even the heart, if you want to look at it that way, of your rail. From the factory, it comes in normal mode. If you want to mess with all the settings of the rail, you do need to switch it to configuration mode, and that's putting the second dip switch up to match with the first one. Now configuration mode is pretty cool. There's 5 different settings you can mess with inside the rail. And it's the ABS, which is the anti-bolt stick, to the trigger sensitivity, all the way to the dwell, the rate of fire, and even the firing modes. And the firing modes is actually pretty cool because there's 4 firing modes. There's your semi-automatic mode, your Millennium mode, your PSP mode, and even a full auto with a first shot safety. Now the first shot safety means you have to pull the trigger once, and then the next time it activates the full auto. So I'm gonna reiterate this a lot, but this is just a really cool feature other markers just don't have at this price point. And the rail has it. And from the factory, the marker is capped at 10 balls a second. So once again, access your manual and mess with the dip switches so you can change all those settings. Now, one of the biggest drawbacks of the rail is to get to your Hyper 3 regulator. So if you want to do any kind of maintenance or just service it, it's going to be a pain and you're going to get frustrated, unfortunately. Because it has a braided hose and does not have swivel fittings, you can't just take your socket wrench and unscrew it because the braided hose is going to coil up and just get ugly and just not get you anywhere. So you have to take apart the 2 body screws right here, which are located in the front and the back. They're right here. And from there, carefully remove the 2. And you can take out the capacitor if you'd like. And then from there, you actually have to twist the entire, see I'm doing the wrong way right there, this entire grip frame, which is connected to the Hyper 3, off of it. And once you get there, it should come off. Now, there we go. And now you have to get a wrench, or a socket wrench. I only have a wrench available right now. And then unscrew it. I'm just twisting everything the wrong way today. So there you go. I mean, it didn't look that bad on camera, but truthfully, that actually took a few tries to do off camera. So there you go. You finally have access to your regulator. Fun fact for you kiddos. On the inside of the manual, it does in fact show the regulator having a swivel fitting. And of course, DC's wrong. You will, in fact, have a braided hose fitting on your rail, not the swivel fitting. I'm sure they just reused the reflex rail image inside the PMR manual, so don't be alarmed. So to get inside your Hyper 3 regulator, you're gonna first need to remove that C-clip, which is on the bottom of the regulator. It says in the manual you need a C-clip tool or a strong pick, quote unquote. I used a strong pick and I snapped it, so don't do that. Definitely use a C-clip tool. It's just the right way to do it. So to get to that seat housing, before I continue more, the C-clip tool, or the C-clip itself, it just keeps the seat housing from falling out, which it really won't because it's screwed in. So don't worry about it, you don't actually really need it. So there's that seat housing. There's an O-ring on there. That O-ring you will need to lube, so keep that in mind. And then inside the housing, oh, right here, is the regulator seat. And that will go bad eventually. It'll dry up or even just fall out when you are doing maintenance. It's a simple replacement, nothing too hard. I'm gonna remove the top cap now. And you can see the 2 O-rings that are on the top cap. That just completes the seal of the regulator. Get my Allen key, push through the bottom to get this piston out. I'm actually gonna need 2 different sizes here. Out comes your piston. Like I said earlier, it's a really simple regulator, and it is. As you can see, these are washers. My 2006 marker has washers, so I would have liked to see an actual giant spring in there to be a little bit more modern, but it gets the job done, it's effective, it works. Your Hyper 3 regulator is going to take about 2,000 shots to break in, so keep that in mind. And other than that, pretty straightforward, so we're going to dive into the bolt now. The core component, or the main component to your rail, is going to be the bolt. So to achieve a nice performance, make sure it's just well maintained and well lubed. It's recommended after every day of play to lube it up, but you know, I'm not sure if anyone actually does that. We all know we can get away with doing it after every handful of days. Just make sure your stuff's well maintained, because if debris is in there for a prolonged period of time, you're gonna start seeing some erratic velocity spikes and jumps, and also some physical damage to your breech, so just don't let that happen. So to get into your breech, or I'm sorry, into the bolt, you're gonna take a 1/4 inch Allen key to the bolt. It's gonna be 2 rotations counterclockwise. And for the purpose of this video, I actually already have mine loosened up all the way. So I'm gonna slide it out, just like that, get off to the side. And there's your entire bolt assembly. Now, sometimes when you do take this out, what's gonna happen is, I actually need a rag for this. You're gonna get just half of the entire bolt assembly. You're gonna get that. And sometimes you're even going to get even less than that. You'll get just the cap end here. So when that happens, so here, take it all the way. When that happens, unfortunately, you just got to kind of shove an Allen or something really long right down there and poke it out. Yeah, it's kind of hoopty, but it's just kind of nature of the beast. It's what you do. So when you have everything out all the way, this is what it's going to look like. So you can match it all here on the screen. Slight rolling. So there we go. We got our cap, the bolt cap, got the bolt guide, the actual bolt, and then your can. And of course, all those O-rings. We're all used to seeing that on a spoolie. You know, personally, not a huge fan of all the O-rings, but again, it's a spoolie. Can't hate on that kind of mechanism. So you always want to make sure this is all lubed up, all the O-rings. Want to make sure it's nice and slick, so it can go back and forth when you're firing your marker. So let's go ahead and put this back together here. This slides back together. Pretty straightforward. Then that can. So a really cool feature, next to the marker having the eyes, of course, as I kind of slightly mentioned earlier, inside the rail, and actually all the matrix markers, is this little ingenious eye pipe. Now, this eye pipe is actually a self-cleaning eye, I guess you say, mechanism. As you can see, it's a polycarbonate sleeve, and it's mounted, like I just said, inside the breech. And when the bolt tip, let me get the bolt tip out, passes through, it actually kind of has a squeegee effect. So for whatever reason, if you do chop a ball because your eyes are off, or it's just brittle paint and it breaks, supposedly this thing will just squeegee the paint right out there, and it's self-cleaning. The only kind of downside to this is sometimes this eye pipe will get scratched up. I mean, it's just plastic, and then your eyes have a hard time actually connecting and seeing through. So, I mean, when that happens, you have to buy a new one, and these little things are actually pretty expensive because the detents are actually tied to it as well. So it's really cool theoretically, but some issues. But like I said, all matrix guns have it, and you know, it is pretty neat. So with all that, let's go ahead and put this thing back together, and let's go out and shoot this thing. Got my clock. Of course, have the rail, have my Ninja 5048, and the die rotor, a house favorite here at Hustle Paintball. So I'm going to do a few shots over the chrono, and then I will change the angle up and I'll put a hopper through it. So, turn the gun on. A little hard to see here in the sun. Cool. All right, let's go. And as usual, I know it's a little hard for you guys to see this, so I'll say it out loud. 272. Didn't read it. 271. 274, 274 again, and 278. So as you can see, it's pretty consistent out of the box. Cool. Hopefully got a taste. I like it. Nice smooth shot. There's a little bit of kick on it, but it's not too bad. But other than that, let's go back inside and I'll do the wrap up. So, depending on where you're coming from, the PMR is going to be a really nice pickup or something I would just kind of move past. If you've been playing for a few years, even a basic marker like an X7 Phenom, go past it, go to the next group of guns. If you're brand new to paintball, have an 98 Custom, a Spider, and a Zodin, something like that, go for the PMR, solid marker. Really nice barrel, an adjustable feed neck that other markers at this price point just don't have. I mean, it's $250. Really nice grip frame. I'd argue one of the most comfortable grip frames in paintball. Solid ASA, and of course, the nice regulator, the Hyper 3 regulator. Now granted, the Hyper 3 regulator does have shims in it, kind of old school. I would have liked to see something a little bit more modern, but again, sometimes simple is the way to go about it. The downside here is to get to it, as you saw, I have to take apart the grip frame screws and do the whole twisty turny thing. It's just a pain in the butt. You can go ahead and mar your PMR to get to it, but I mean, who wants to mar their brand new PMR? And I can't believe I'm actually doing this here. But the DP G4, as many of you guys know, I hate these guns. I'm sorry, DP. But for $50 more, this is $300, you get swivel fittings. And granted, For 300 bucks, you better get swivel fittings, but just to kind of prove a point, I mean, even the DPs have swivel fittings. If the PMR had swivel fittings, it would have just been that much better. Granted, it's 250 bucks, you can't ask for too much. So with that, the next thing here is when you do air up your PMR, you might hear a slight leak. It's okay, it caught me off guard. You just need to kind of get a few shots through it, get everything kind of moving, seal up those O-rings. So don't be alarmed, don't call us up, don't call up Dye, freaking out that your brand new gun's leaking out of the box. It's not. You'll really know if you're having a true problem. And lastly, for 250 bucks, you do get all those really cool options you can mess with, all the firing modes and changing all the settings, like the dwell settings and all that cool stuff. It's fantastic. Other markers don't have that, so it's really cool this does. But keep in mind, if you mess with them too much, you can't go back, as in factory reset back. Everything you mess with, you have to put back manually. So if you go too far on the options, you're gonna spend hours over your desk pulling your hair out trying to get the gun back to factory. So only do it when you're really comfortable with your marker and change one setting at a time and really know what you're doing, because if you mess it up, have fun. But other than that, it shot pretty nice, a little bit of kick. A little more than I would like, but still, it rips. I mean, that thing, it can get going. You're not gonna help with the big dogs out in the field, on like the speedball field. So after maybe even a season, you're gonna want to upgrade. So keep that in mind, but it definitely gets the job done. It can shoot people in the face, no problem. So with all that, guys, you can buy this PMR and anything paintball related at hustlepaintball.com. Be sure, to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, read the blogs, and of course, guys, join pbriot.com. We're talking about everything paintball related, as you guys already know, and you can talk to me and all the other guys on a personal level and get to really know us. And also, guys, be sure to check the description below. A lot of the questions you guys answer are just like 2 clicks away, so do that first, and then, of course, guys, ask away. Other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you when I see you.